Hi, I'm Amy and this is House of Nash Eats, and today we are making Grandma Nash's Butter Almond English Toffee. Okay, so the first thing that we do is we toast the almonds. It's just 350 degrees for 10 to 15 minutes until they start smelling nutty. Just be careful to watch them so that they don't burn. Just spread them in a single layer on a baking sheet. And it's 1 cup of almonds. So we're gonna bake these. Okay, so now our almonds have been toasted and they've cooled down a bit, so we're going to put them into a food processor and pulse them just until they're kind of coarsely chopped. You can do it as coarse or as fine as you like, just don't turn them into almond butter. Okay, and of course, if you don't have a food processor, this can be done by hand. It's just a little easier with a food processor and your almonds aren't flying everywhere while you try to chop them. So these look pretty good. So now we're going to put these on a buttered baking dish. Okay, so once your almonds have been toasted and chopped, we're going to butter a baking dish that's lined with a silpat mat or with some parchment paper. It'll just help the toffee to not stick and to make cleanup a little bit easier. So I'm going to take a stick of cold butter and just rub it right onto my silpat mat. We're gonna sprinkle half of these chopped toasted almonds onto the baking dish. Just about like that, and then spread it out. And this way it will be ready for when our toffee is cooked and ready to go. Okay, so the next thing to do is to chop the chocolate. You want to have your chocolate chopped so that when the toffee is hot, you can put the chopped chocolate right on top and it will melt down. The important thing with candy making is you want to have everything prepped beforehand because the timing is kind of important. So I've got some semi-sweet chocolate here. It's about 6 ounces, which is going to be about a cup of chocolate. I've even used chocolate chips, and if they're really good quality, they'll melt just fine. You could use milk chocolate. You could also change things up and do white chocolate with macadamia nuts instead of almonds for a different toffee flavor, and that'll be really good too. So we're gonna chop our chocolate. Now that our chocolate is chopped and our almonds are toasted, it's time to start making the candy, the toffee. So while this is melting, the tools that you're going to need on hand are a wooden spoon that's really sturdy for stirring and a candy thermometer. You can buy a really inexpensive candy thermometer and they're super reliable and they'll last for a really, really long time. Use this all the time. There are tests to see when toffee is done and candy is done where you drop a little bit in water and feel it. It's just so much easier and so reliable to use an inexpensive candy thermometer to make sure you get great results every time. Okay, so once the butter is melted, you're going to add 1 cup of sugar, 1/3 of a cup of brown sugar, and 2 tablespoons of water. And then we're just going to cook and stir, and it's going to take about 10 minutes or so until the temperature of the toffee comes to 300 degrees Fahrenheit, and that's a hard crack stage. So that's where, once I get these combined, I'm going to add my candy thermometer. In fact, I can do that right now. So you just clip it onto the side, and then that's just going to help me gauge where the candy is so that I know when the toffee is done and ready to pour over the nuts. So this is my husband's grandma's recipe. She clipped it out of a newspaper from San Jose, California in 1962 and made it every year. She's passed, but I carry on the tradition by making her famous English toffee every year at Christmas and other times of the year. It's one of our favorite candies to make, and it's so, so, so good. Okay, so you're going to cook and stir pretty much continually for about 10 minutes until the toffee comes to 300 degrees Fahrenheit. That is the hard crack stage. And you want to have your baking soda on hand and ready to go because the timing gets a little tight right at the end. And once it hits that hard crack stage, you're going to immediately stir in the baking soda and then pour it right over the almonds before it has a chance to set up. And it's gonna set up pretty fast. but you're going to see it starts turning this like nice, like almost peanut butter color to the toffee. And that's another good indicator that you're getting close and it's about ready. I've even doubled and tripled this batch in a larger pot. Just make sure you're using a really good quality pot, not one that has like really thin cheap pots tend to burn candy. So something that's really good quality is going to give you the best results when you're doing candy making. Okay, so this is almost at 300 degrees Fahrenheit, so I'm gonna pull this off and we're going to add the baking soda. And it's going to bubble up a little bit, so we're going to stir that in. And once it's stirred, we're just gonna pour it right over the almonds. You can spread it out just a little bit. I kind of like my toffee a little thick. Okay, and the baking soda gives it a little bit of an easier bite so that you aren't pulling your teeth out on the toffee when you chew it. So that's going to set for about 2 minutes just to set up, and then we're going to sprinkle the chocolate over the top. Okay, so the toffee has been sitting for about 2 minutes. You want to do this while it's still hot. We're going to take the chocolate that we've chopped up and just sprinkle it over the top of the toffee. And the heat from the really hot toffee is going to melt the chocolate. And once it's melted, then we'll spread it around and put the almonds on top. Okay, so it's been about 1.5 minutes since we added the chocolate. So now we're going to start spreading it around. And even if it's not totally melted, it's going to keep melting from the residual heat of the toffee. The toffee is really hot, so be really careful when working with candy like this not to burn your fingers. But as we spread the chocolate, it just melts and it will firm up again later into a wonderful, nice layer of chocolate that goes so well with the crunchy toffee. And I'm using semi-sweet chocolate today. I love that little bit of dark chocolate flavor. You could use milk chocolate, you could use white chocolate, whatever you want. And you could change up the nuts and instead of almonds, do macadamia nuts or some other kind of nut, or even I've heard of doing like seeds instead if you have nut allergies, or just plain toffee without any nut. That's the chocolate. So now we're going to sprinkle the rest of our chopped toasted almonds. You can kind of just spread them around a little bit and tap them down into the chocolate so that they set. Okay, now this just needs to set until the chocolate re-hardens, and then we'll break it up into big chunks of toffee. Okay, so now we're just going to break the toffee up into big chunks or small chunks, whatever you like. So I just take a knife, because I feel like this is a little easier, and just press it in and wiggle it. And the toffee is going to break itself into nice sized pieces. Okay, and then you can transfer the toffee to a bowl, to a gift bag, or a tin, and it's great for gifting to friends and neighbors, or just eating yourself. And you can see that the almonds that were underneath stick into the toffee on the bottom. It's got this great snap to it. It's like you can chew it and bite into it without losing your teeth. And that's how you make English toffee. This is the best butter almond English toffee. It's crunchy, chocolatey. It's got that wonderful toffee flavor. It has a great snap. It's so fun to share with friends and family, especially during the holiday season, but it's great any time of year. You're going to love this one. Okay, now I'm going to have a taste. So I'm gonna break a piece and have a bite. This is really good toffee. It's so, so good. You can actually chew it without feeling like you're going to pull a tooth out. It's delicious. Everybody loves this toffee. They go crazy for it every year at Christmas time when we make it. If you like this video, be sure to like and subscribe, and let me know in the comments below what candy you'd like to see me make next.